what is Kevin Samuels doing right now? Dying is back in fashion. Giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua Bashem, Makakwadash. Anyway, you know, or you should know, that Kevin Samuels passed away at age 56. I believe that was May 5th. Maybe he died May 4th, and they, told the rest of the world he died on the next day, or he died May 5th. Said he died of a heart attack, drinking them damn, he was known for drinking them energy drinks, which is nothing but poison. Same goes for Coca-Cola. If you a prophet of the Lord ain't gonna be drinking no Coca-Cola, no energy drinks, no Sprite, Mountain Dew, none of that crap. Anyway, you know what I did? Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I was just going through this beforehand. The ingredients of Coca-Cola: Goldfish Sprite, Mountain Dew, crushed orange soda, grape soda, which our mothers used to feed us when we were kids. We used to get the no-name sodas, which was fucking poison, man. So you shouldn't be drinking energy drinks and really coffee. Anything like now you can drink teas. You shouldn't be eating deep fried chicken. I mean, every once in a while you get a taste for it, but you gotta eat right. You gotta know your body. You got certain ailments now, being that the way the hospital system is set up. You go in there with your stomach, you're in great pain. Like a couple of days ago, I was in pain, my stomach and my back, my whole midsection was all, I felt like I had cancer. And, the two dogs that I got a pit and a Yorkie. They would, there's a thing that they do, because dogs can sense cancers, and they would smell. They can smell cancer. So my dogs just smelling, like they would look their head and would smell around, like, what is that smell? And then, but the next day after I did what I had to do, they didn't do that. They didn't do that. Because most likely they were smelling cancer. So, I kind of got, oh shit. And then I came across a video that says symptoms of tapeworms. And so I read the symptoms, and they were the same symptoms that fit me. But if you have a tapeworm, they break up. And when you go to the toilet, that's why you got to look at your stool. You go, before you flush the toilet, you look at your stool to see if there's some, like a white thing, like a grain of rice, and most likely it's moving around. So I didn't see that. So I said, well, that's like one of the main symptoms. But other symptoms is your stomach, especially in the morning. Your stomach is in pain. Your back is in pain. That your kidneys, that whole area is in pain. So, what I did was I made up this concoction of two ingredients. I'm not going to tell you what the two ingredients are. And because I heard about this years back. So I did the concoction of two ingredients, and I drank it, and then the next morning, no pain. So the following night, the following day, I drank a very teeny bit of the concoction. I didn't have to drink it, but I drank it. I said, let me drink a little, let me take a sip of it. No, I mistakenly took a sip of it because I thought it was water. Then the next day, no pain, no cramping type of pain, no pain in the belly, no pain in the back. So this is the second day it hadn't come back. And it was every day I was feeling this pain, man. And like I said, I'm not gonna give you the ingredients. You gotta buy the ingredient, you gotta buy it, you gotta buy the information, because that's not the scriptures, all right? The scripture says, buy the truth and sell it not. Well, this concoction has nothing to do with the Bible, so I can charge you. So if you got them stomach pains, get your checkbook out. Hey, if you really want the ingredients, I'll give them to you. And it's hard to get this one ingredient. The first ingredient is water. The second ingredient, you can't get it no more at health stores or wherever. You can't get it. And another thing I noticed, you can't like ever since the Crown Vic, you can't get cinnamon. What I used to do, I used to make cinnamon tinctures, and I would get like the big, like it would be like a big jar of actual cinnamon, not cinnamon powder. I can get that, but the actual cinnamon in its raw form, it looks like branches, for lack of a better way of saying it. And I will make tinctures with that. You can't, and you get it for cheap. Now you can't get it. The company that made it, they make all the other spices and so forth, but you can't. I went to a couple of different places. You can't get it. So I don't know what that's all about. Anyway, when you hit a certain age, you're supposed to, monitor what you put in your body. And every last one of you got cancer. Every last one of you got cancer cells in you. But the thing is, your immune system, which immune meaning in service, fight those cancers. Now you have an order, disease, whatever you want to call it, called autoimmune disease, which your immune system attacks itself, attacks the organs and so forth. It's supposed to attack cancers and colds and flus, and the Crown Vicky, what fights it? The immune system. So you don't need nothing, But I'm not going to dwell on that. Anyway, I looked up the ingredients of Coca-Cola, for example. This is before I was going to make this video about Kevin Samuel. What Kevin Samuel is going through right now. I just got finished watching the video by the elder in Las Vegas, Karatazar. And there was a sister that asked a question, and I'm gonna go through that too. So it says ingredients: carbonated water, high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup is killing people. That's matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me do this. They put that in everything. All right, let me go. Okay, so let me read a little bit of this. Okay, why is high fructose? And back in the day, Coca-Cola didn't have high fruit, that they had cane sugar and cocaine. Why is high fructose corn syrup harmful? Is high fructose corn syrup worse than sugar? Is high fructose corn syrup safe? What foods are high in high fructose corn syrup? So let's go to this one. High fructose HFCS, high fructose corn syrup, and sugar have been shown to drive inflammation. They say all diseases are based upon inflammation, which is associated with an increased risk of obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. So any brother that's a part of Israel and drinking Coca-Cola, energy drinks and coffee from 7-Eleven, you know, you're doing damage to your body. And you develop a gut. Ain't no young man supposed to have, a man of a certain age supposed to have no gut. You're supposed to have a 6-pack. And in some cases an 8-pack. I used to have an 8-pack. Anyway, you see guys in Israel with these protruding bellies. You know what that's from? That's from sugars. Whether it's from high fructose HFCS or white sugar. You shouldn't have white sugar in your house, period. I ain't got no white sugar in my house. You know what I mean? Thinking about jungle fever. You ain't bringing no brown sugar up in this house. Well, I ain't got no white sugar up in my house. I have raw honeys, you know, raw organic honeys. And, you know, if I make smoothies and whatnot, I'll use, as a sweetener, I might use bananas, organic bananas. A lot of you guys claim to be prophets. When you get sick, you run right to the white coat with the stethoscope, the doctor. That's the last thing you should do. That's the last resort, especially now with the juicy juice or the jump shot, whatever you want to call it. It says, let me read it again, HFCS. And I heard that Kevin Samuels, with all that shit he was talking, see, his eyes are open up. He knows he's an Israelite. He saw our videos. He knows he's an Israelite. He knows who Esau is. He knows that this place is going to be destroyed. His eyes are fully open. His eyes wasn't open on the earth when he was here because he was talking that, you know, what do you call it? A man, a value man, whatever you call it. You know, that alpha male, value male. Well, he ain't valued no more. He's only good for the dunghill. It says HFCS and sugar have been shown to drive inflammation, which is associated with an increased risk of obesity, the protruding bellies. Anybody that's super fat or got a protruding belly, they're eating candies, they're eating Snicker bars, inside joke. Apostle Gabar and Apostle Ramla is cracking up right now. You don't want candy, you don't want Snicker bar. Anyway, and that's what people eat in America. They'll eat a burger with fries and a Coca-Cola or Sprite or Mountain Dew, and then they'll go and get they'll get like a candy bar, you know, and you drink a lot of alcohol, you drink a lot of beer, you eat a lot of candies, you eat a lot of carbs, and that's the parasites that are in you that crave the carbs. See, the parasites in your gut is 85%, some say 80, some say 75, I say 80, 85% of your immune system is in your gut. If you have those critters up in there, what they do is there's a study that they found out the gut, which is the what do you call it, the colon, the gut, the stomach, communicates with the brain. So when you have an urge to eat sweet stuff, that's your those miniature predators in there desiring that, and you eat it. You think you thought about it. Oh, I want something. No, it's them critters in there, man. So you, Jake, better start learning your body. Know thyself, man. Know who you are. Be your own doctor. Anyway, let me read on. With all that value male bullshit, from what I heard, I watched him a couple of times, heard about him. He was drinking them energy drinks like they were going out of style. So he was a time bomb, ready to go off at any minute. And that time bomb comes in the form of a heart attack, sometimes a fatal heart attack, stroke, diabetes, obesity, heart disease, high blood pressure, hypertension, a guy that's always drinking Coca-Colas and Sprites and eating a lot of candies and Oreo cookies and things that are sweet, and drinking a lot of alcohol and energy drinks. They go off on the handle. They're talking normal, all of a sudden, yeah. That's called hypertension, man. Hypertension. When you go, that means your blood pressure is high. Your blood pressure goes up enough, it could bust a what do you call it? A head gasket in your brain, which is your brain is a complex thing. Your heart, your body. The body is complex, man. You don't put the right fuels in it, it's going to destroy you. There's a slow death and there's an instant death. And you could be building up for years. And when you die, you suddenly die. Well, it really wasn't no sudden death. You know what it was? It was that buildup. It was like a house of cards. You build it up, then that one card you put there is going to make the whole stack just fall. And that's why people die suddenly. This man didn't know he was going to die. Like I said, every last one of you got cancer cells in you. And your immune system turns it off. Sometimes you need help. It says, and cancer, in addition to inflammation, excess fructose may increase harmful substances called advanced glycation, and produce AGEs, which may harm your cells. It happens at the cellular level. I'm sounding like Gary Knoll. You should listen to Gary Knoll. Watch the videos. The bad brother. You look at him, you might think he's an Edomite. That dude is a Gadite. I checked his spirit. He's a Gadite. Anyway, is high fructose corn syrup is high fructose corn syrup worse than sugar? And any of you prophets out there that got white sugar in your house, I'm not talking about the white woman either. You better get that white sugar out your house. I keep thinking about the movie Jungle Fever with the guy father. saying, hey, you ain't gonna bring no brown sugar up in here. I keep thinking about that. It says the bottom line, the most and this is Esau giving you this information, man. The bottom line, the most common form of high fructose corn syrup is virtually identical to regular table sugar. Evidence to suggest that one is worse than the other is currently lacking. And I believe, my personal opinion, that the corn syrup is worse than sugar because it's processed even more. White sugar is processed. In other words, they're both equally bad, not good, when consumed in excess. Compare with regular sugar, it's cheaper and sweeter and is more quickly absorbed into your blood body, but eating too much high fructose corn syrup can lead to insulin resistance, meaning diabetes, obesity, type 2 diabetes, and high blood pressure. And then you develop hypertension. That's why you got certain guys that go off. They're all common. Like I said. Sometimes they have the freaking bottle of Coke right in front of them. Or the energy drink. I remember they did this thing on the ISUPK. They were going to the gun range. They were Israelites, but they didn't say nothing. They didn't hit no scriptures, or nothing. Or might have hit one scripture. Then General Yohana had some brothers go, I believe in Philadelphia, go to this chicken shack, had deep fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, and I believe it was an orange crush soda. And then you wonder why them guys are morbidly obese. And they're walking time bombs, man. Is high fructose corn syrup banned? I'm gonna get to the subject. While high fructose corn syrup has been restricted in, they don't drink it. They don't drink that shit in. If they drink Coca-Cola, it's a different formula of Coca-Cola. There's no high fructose corn syrup in Europe, man. There's certain meats, there's certain foods that other countries won't accept from the United States because of the low quality. One of the brothers that came from England to New York, he was out here for a couple of weeks. When he ate his first meal in America, he got sick because the quality of food is better in Europe. And you clowns that say, well, America ain't nothing better than America. Nigga, you ain't never been nowhere, man. While high fructose corn syrup has been restricted in Europe, it hasn't been banned. Okay, restricted. Okay, you can drink it, but it's like smoking cigarettes. You get a warning on the package. Even worse, consumption in the United States has remained steady for the past 10 years. What does high fructose corn syrup do? And that's the main ingredient in a bottle of Coca-Cola. Previous research led by Gomez Pinilla found that fructose damages communication between brain cells You're losing your brain. It kills your brain cells, son. It kills your brain cells. Basically, it's liquid crack. Crack. You know, people, I don't do crack, I don't do cocaine, you're drinking energy drinks, which is liquid crack. That's all it is. Previous research led by Gomez Pinilla found that fructose damages communication between brain cells and increase toxic molecules in the brain. And that a long-term high fructose diet, you constantly drinking them energy drinks, them crushed orange sodas, eating that macaroni and cheese, you're gonna die. And I almost guarantee this guy, Kevin Samuels, he was eating all kind of garbage. He's faking the funk. And that a long-term high fructose diet diminishes the brain's ability to learn and remember information. Is honey better than high fructose corn syrup? Let's see what they say. You may think you're making a healthy swap when you choose honey or even regular cane sugar over corn syrup, but you're not. Honey has basically the same effect on the body as high fructose corn syrup, according to a new article in the what is it? Something journal. I can't see that. Nutrition. Wait a minute. That's bullshit, because you have a thing called Manuka honey that if you have certain what do you call that, super bugs in your system that regular pharmaceuticals can't deal with, but Manuka honey cures that. So he's probably talking about like the honey that you buy at the supermarket. No, you got to get raw organic honey. But honey is you know, the sweetness, you know, messes you up, so you can't go overboard. Let me try this one. Food manufacturers use it because it makes food sweet like sugar, but is less expensive because it's all about cutting costs. Read on to learn about the safety of high fructose corn syrup and its role in your health. There's not healthy for you. So now let's come back to corn sugar. Ingredients of Coca-Cola: carbonated water, high fructose corn syrup, and you drink this stuff, not just this, but crushed orange soda, black cherry. Mom, I want the black cherry. I want grape. Buy that Morgan, you buy like 24 cans of soda, no name soda, for about $1. Each can was about 5 cents back when I was a kid. And then you wonder why kids can't learn in school, because of all that crap in your system. And thanks to your mother, ingredients: carbonated water, high fructose corn syrup, caramel color, looks the color of caramel. What is this? Furic acid, tongue twister to me. Natural flavors and caffeine. Caffeine. That's nothing but an energy drink right there. This one individual, Farrell, said that I was watching him last night, and he broke the news, you know, concerning Kevin Samuels. And he was talking about, you know, caffeine. He would drive, I don't know, taxi, Uber, whatever, making good money, but he said he would keep himself up by drinking like black coffee. I'm pretty sure he had sugar in it. He'd do his airport runs or whatever. And he said that one day his nose started bleeding and he couldn't stop it. I mean, he put his nose over and eventually stopped it, but it was, you know how you put a tissue up there and it stopped, it kept bleeding. And he found out it was from drinking all that goddamn coffee. And then he equated to Kevin Samuels drinking all those energy drinks. Okay, that's it on that. Let me go to the precepts. You know what I'm gonna do before that? Okay, I wanna go, okay, this is the video that I checked out. GMS Vegas sit downs 144K. The title is I Wouldn't Be Too Happy Rejoicing because judgment is still coming for a lot of you women. Hundreds of millions of you shall die. Anybody that's left in the soil, on the soil of America, soils of America, will die when the ships come. Anyway, on this video, there was a question. What is that? Yalsa, tribe of Manasseh, Israel. It's a great lesson, Akia. What you mean, my brother? I have some questions after watching this lesson. The souls that are in the spiritual world, won't they be coming back to be judged once Yahushua comes for judgment day? Either to give the righteous souls salvation that are in the spiritual world, like King David and other righteous Israelites, or to cast wicked ones into the lake of fire. So, you know, I'm gonna give you the breakdown. When you read that, that's in I thought I had it. Okay, you know what I got to do? Let me open up grab another tab here. Revelation 20. Some things in the Bible are symbolic, parabolic. Some things are literal. You can read one verse and part of the verse could be literal and the other part of the verse can be symbolic. So judgment, the headline says judgment at the throne of the Most High. Revelation 20, verse 11 to 15. And I saw a great white throne and him that sat on it. Now that's what Daniel saw. So I'm sitting on the throne. Was that actually the Most High? No, it represents the presence of the powers, the heavenly powers. John saw, Revelation 19, he saw the Lord with many crowns on his head. Now, the Lord ain't gonna come back with actual crowns. He ain't gonna be doing a balancing act with crowns on his head. It represents he gonna take down, he gonna be the king. He gonna be the king over all the kings of these different nations, and he gonna destroy them. It said there was a name written on his thigh. You had some simple niggas saying, you guys say you can't get tattoos, but the Lord had a tattoo on his thigh. First of all, he was covered, and that's a vision. It said he came on a white horse. It's obvious he's not coming on a white horse. So it says, and I saw a great white throne and him that sat on it. It from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. Meaning, the earth and the earth and the heavens are not going to vanish away. Meaning, That's going to be the most important thing. Every eye is going to be, well, when Babylon is destroyed by fire, nuclear fire, which is right up the block, so to speak, all these news stations around the world, that's going to be breaking news around the whole planet. All eyes are going to be on Babylon on fire. When the trade centers went down, that was world news, breaking news. That was breaking news around the world. And now you have so many news companies out there. You have literally thousands of them around the world. It says, 12 verse, I saw the dead, small and great, stand before the Most High, and the books were open. This is symbolic. This is a vision. He saw the dead coming up out of the grave. Now, the righteous, they're going to come up out of the graves, and then we shall meet them in the heavens. The ones that sleep in the Lord, we shall meet them. That's going to happen. But it doesn't mean that everybody that's dead, because if everybody that's dead, you have 4 generations, right? It ain't actually talking about that. Because if that's the case, if that's literal, it says, and I saw the dead, small and great, stand before the Most High, and the books were open, and another book was open, which is the book of life, and the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. So is the Most High going to say, okay, number 1, come before the judgment. We're going to read the judgment. Let's read the judgment. Inside joke. Okay, number 2. Do you know it'll take 1,000,000 years to judge everybody? It's symbolic. It's parabolic. Now, can the Most High do that? Yes, of course he can. He's going to do it with the righteous. They're dead, that died in the Lord. And Yahweh Ba'ashem and Yahweh Shai is getting ready to do something big. He stopped this guy's mouth. It says, Revelation 20, verse 13, and the sea gave up the dead, which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead, which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. So these Edomites that have died and came back to life, they're going to be judged. And you Jakes that are not right, you're going to be judged. The ones you that are walking around. Now, like I said, I'm going to say it again. Can the Most High actually do that if he wanted to? Yeah, he can raise up all the dead and just kill them. Kill them again. And death and hell was cast into the lake of fire. Now we know death and hell represents, hell is the grave, and death, you go to the grave, right? Was cast into the lake of fire. Now a Christian will say, well, hell is a lake of fire. Lake of fire is hell. Well, how can you cast the hell in hell into hell? The lake of fire represents this place being destroyed from a schematic, from a bird's eye view. Psalms 91. Only with our eyes shall we behold and see the reward of the wicked. And some of them wicked are going to be Israelites. A lot of them are going to be Israelites. This is the second death. It says, and whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. And it says, let me do this. Book of life. Okay, that's written a bunch of times. Philippians 4, verse 3. With Clement also, and with other my fellow laborers. Right. What does it mean by fellow laborers? You doing the work of the Most High, and others like unto you are doing the work of the Most High. Somebody that's in this thing and not doing the work of the Most High, he's not a fellow laborer. He's not a yoke fellow whose names are in the book of life, which are the elect, which have the oil, in which we didn't lose the oil, Alazar. Because if we lost the oil, we wouldn't be teaching this. All the guys that are teaching at the MOTB is something other than what we teach it, they don't have the oil. Point blank, period. So you're going to tell them that you guys don't got the oil? Come on, dog. Revelation 3, verse 5, he that overcometh the same shall be clothed in white remnant, and I will not blot out his name out of the book of life. Why? Because he's one of the elect. And who's going to overcome? The elect. The Most High is going to put the Spirit on you to overcome. But I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels. Revelation 13 and 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, meaning be a part of the system. Jake's that's in the military, Jake's that's working security at a hospital, and you got to get the jump shot. Jake, like I said, in the military, Jake that's in the system that gets, now you gotta be careful about getting bonded and all that. That's not the jump shot or the charagma, but now they're coming down with more restrictions. You got to do this, you got to do that. You got to do things. And every last one of you Jakes that's in the military, you're all going to die. I'm saying it in my Washington, best Washington voice from the boys in Company C's. You're all a bunch of F-ups and you're all going to die. What if you take the charagma? You're all a bunch of F-ups and you're all going to die. It said, whose names are not written in the book of life. I'm sorry, whose names were not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. Revelation 17 and 8. Whoso names are not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. So wait a minute, your name is written in the book, but then you did something with the Most High. No. The scriptures in Ephesians speak about being predestined. If you are the elect, you're not going to lose the fact that you are of the elect of the world, from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. The yet is talking about this system, right, current system right here. And you know me, I keep going to that, keep leading me to that. And I read this. Or did I? Revelation 21. Oh, this shows that you're going to be written out of the book, or not really in the book. You think you're written in the book of life, but you really ain't. You think you're the elect, but you really ain't. Revelation 22, verse 19. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, somebody jump on, that's only talking about the book of the Revelation. They ain't talking about the whole book. You can take book passages out of you can say Hebrews don't exist. Most High gonna fuck y'all up, man. Go ask Kevin Samuel, man, what's going on with him. He's good now. But he ain't got that value male, alpha male bullshit. He ain't got that in him no more. He just in the spirit realm. And his eyes are open. This prophecy, the Most High shall take away his part out of the book of life, because you never had it. You thought you had it. And out of the holy city and from the things which are written in the book. You got guys out there that take heed, ISUPK, IUIC, that's teaching a false doctrine, and that they're teaching that the MOTB is Christianity and an embargo, which somebody that gave him the bag told him to say that. So if you don't repent, you are not written in the book of life. You are not one of the elect. Okay, so let's come back. So we're going to talk about what is Kevin Samuel going through right now. What is he experiencing? 2 Corinthians 5, verse 11. I'll try to breeze through this. The temporal and eternal. For we know that if our earthly house, which is a body, of this tabernacle are dissolved, his tabernacle was dissolved, we have a building of the Most High and house not made with hands, eternal in the heaven. So that spiritual body is up there. Every time you come into a temporal body, when you die, you go back to that same spiritual body. To be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. For in this we groan earnestly desiring to be closed upon with our house, which is from heaven. If so be that being closed, we shall not be found naked. What does it mean we shall not be found naked? That our eyes are going to be open. Kevin Samuel ain't sitting up in the heavens with no damn table with that balancing thing with a glass of martini talking shit. He's back in order. He ain't wearing Brook Brothers suits no goddamn more. He ain't wearing Bally shoes. He damn sure ain't wearing a Bell's Winky, which is a tie, and a tight suit at that. Hey man, when this truth comes up, it makes you want to laugh sometimes, make you want to laugh, make you want to cry. For we that are in the tabernacle, this tabernacle do groan, being burdened, not of that we would be closed, but closed upon them, that mortality might be swallowed up of life. You know who thinks that way? Old people. When they get a certain age and they sick, constantly in the hospital, they want to die. They want to die. And they'll talk about it. Well, I'm going to die soon. And I'm leaving these things for you. I'm going to sign my will. When you sign a will and testament, right? Or you make up a will and testament, that means you intending on dying soon. A lot of these devils, before they die, these Illuminati devils, before they die, you know what they do? A lot of them confess because they know they're going to seek their maker. The rich man in Lazarus, did not he ask Abraham, look, send a spirit, how do you say, send a spirit back to my brothers or whatever, to tell them what's going to happen. And Abraham said, nope, because they have the scriptures. They have Moses in the scriptures, the law and the scriptures. Guess what? Esau got the law and the scriptures. They're masters at the law and the scriptures. So they know what's going to happen to them. But they want a miracle. And if the miracle came, if let's say Ronald Reagan raised up, oh my goodness, Ronald Reagan, that's an episode right there for a TV show. Ronald Reagan comes back to life. And he comes back when he first became president, and everybody's listening to him. And he's saying, look, we're Edomites. And well, these, I hate to say the nigger word, but you that been calling them niggas, those are the Israelites. They're the angels, they're the sons of the Most High. And they're gonna put you in slavery, just like GMS says. and the other Israelites. You think they're gonna listen? They're gonna get nervous, but they're gonna go right back to being the devil that they are. It says, now he that hath wrought us for the self same thing is the Most High, who also have given us the earnest of the Spirit. So we know when people die where they're gonna go to. Other people don't know. Or Sam Cooke, he said, I'm afraid to die. I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. Well, you should know, you're an Israelite. You should know. When you die, you go on before the Father. So niggas didn't know shit back in the day. Therefore, we are always confident knowing that whilst we are at home in the body, we are absent from Yahweh. For we walk by faith, not by sight. We are confident, I say, and willing rather to be absent from the body and to be present with Yahweh. When you read, getting your house in order, them kings got their house in order. Them Israelites got their house in order. And because they knew where they were going to go. When David's son died, David and Bathsheba's son died while the baby was alive. And that was a punishment for the act of adultery. He said, I'm going to take your baby. Normally, you don't pay for what your fathers did, but in that case, the Most High said, I'm going to go a little different. I'm not going to kill you, but I'm going to kill that baby. And once the baby passed, David was happy. Why? Because David knew that he's before the Father. Therefore, we labor that whether present or absent, we may be accepted of him. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of the Messiah. So guess what? Kevin Samuels is up there. You know, he ain't got that Brooks Brothers suit on no more. He ain't got a Nimrod's Winky on. You know, he ain't got that cut, the perfect cut from Supercuts. You know, he's in the spiritual realm before the Father, and his eyes are open. That everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he have done, whether it be good or bad. So what has Esau done? Nothing but wickedness, nothing but being the devil. So what's going to happen when he comes back? Every time an Edomite, Ronald Reagan, right? When he went through the spiritual realm, he was told, look, when you come back, you're going to go right into slavery. Lord, can I go and tell my people, the fellow Edomites, that maybe they can get this out right? No. So get your ass in the back there. You can laugh and rejoice because guess what? This man's going down, man. Time is on our side, not his. 11 verse, knowing therefore the terror of the Lord. And Esau doesn't know the terror of the Lord. We persuade men. Why you think Paul was so diligent? Because he went to the spiritual realm. He died and came back. He had a near body with near death experience, but he actually died. Those people that have a near death experience, they actually die, but the Most High choose to bring them back. Knowing therefore the terror of Yahweh, we persuade men. What do we persuade men of? To get in this truth. But we are made manifest unto the Most High, and I trust also are made manifest in your conscience. Okay, so now I hope I covered that, answer her question. It's symbolic. Most of the things that you read about in the prophetic writings are symbolic, and it doesn't necessarily mean that can the Most High raise them? The Most High said, I'm gonna raise all of them up, but he ain't gonna line them up one by one and open up a book. Okay, what's your name? Joe Smith. Get the records on Joe Smith. Or what's your name? Sally Sue. Get the records on Sally Sue. No. When the Most High, They're already being judged by the book, by this book, the scriptures, and they're not taking heed to the book. So the sentencing is when they actually get destroyed. And we have mountains of evidence. We got all the receipts on your ass. Okay, let me read this here. Luke 12, verse 16. And he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. And 17 verse, and he thought him within himself, saying, what shall I do, because I have no room there to bestow my fruit? You should have gave a lot of it away. And he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater, and there will I bestow all my fruit and my goods. And I will say to my soul, soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But the Most High said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? It's gonna go, if he has children, it's gonna go to children. If he has a wife, it's gonna go to the wife. So is he that layeth up treasures for himself and is not rich toward the Most High. Abraham was rich, but he was rich toward the Most High. Job was rich, but he was rich towards the Most High. Guys that have sold out, Esau gave him a certain amount of riches. And you can't bring it with you. Okay, so what I did was, and I'll close it on this, I put in the word dead. I'm breezed through some of these precepts here. Psalm 31, verse 12. I am forgotten as a dead man out of mind. I am like a broken vessel. Like you have a nice vessel, you got it somewhere in your house and it falls and it breaks all up. What do? You throw it out. You get rid of it. So guess what they doing to him? They got him in the ice box, and they're making arrangements as to when they're gonna bury him. They're gonna have the wake. And meanwhile, his spirit has already been before the Father. And he knows he's an Israelite now, and he should have been teaching about Israel. Psalms 115, verse 17, the dead praise not the Most High, neither any that go down into silence. So he ain't shit he can say. He couldn't say, well, Lord, I know I'm going to die. I feel a heart attack going on, but let me do one last video. Nope, your soul was required. Psalms 143, verse 3, for the enemy have persecuted my soul. Who's the enemy? Esau. And what's going to happen to Esau? Every last one of them, they're going to get fucked up on an everyday basis, except for high holy days and Sabbath. So they're going to honor the Sabbath and high holy days more than you. He has smitten my life down to the ground, as Esau. He that made me to dwell in darkness, who's those that have been long dead. That's talking about Esau. And any enemies that you may have. When David was talking about his enemies, he wasn't talking about Esau, because Esau was, the Edomites were enslaved. He was talking about Saul. Proverbs 2, verse 18, for her house inclineth unto death, and her paths unto the dead. Let me bring this out. And your woman got the devil in them. They got the devil in them. couple of verses. Okay. Proverbs 2, verse 11. Discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man, from the man that speaketh forward things, who leave the path of uprightness to walk in the ways of darkness. Now, any of you that have came into this truth, have tasted the kingdom and look it back, took your hands off the plow, that's talking about you. You left the path of righteousness to walk in the ways of darkness. Because guess what? You know that you're an Israelite, you know the breakdowns, all of a sudden, the Most High takes all them breakdowns from you. The fact, then you stop calling yourself an Israelite. You might just call yourself an Israelite, call on the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, but not do the work anymore. Now, if you had some sense, some spiritual sense, you would know to leave this country so you don't be destroyed. But you think you're gonna make it. I'm still in the truth. I'm still in the truth. Not if you're not out there on the highways and the byways, not if you're doing the sit downs, not if you're one of the elect. If you're one of the elect, you're gonna make it. If you're not one of the elect, you're gonna turn your back on the plow. Coming into this truth doesn't make you the elect. You're ordained to be the elect in the spiritual realm. The spirit of the prophets is subject unto the prophets. 14 verse. Who rejoice to do evil and delight in the forwardness of the wicked, whose ways are crooked and they forward and they forward in their paths. To deliver thee from the strange woman. Now, the strange woman is talking about women in general, but it's spiritually it's talking about these philosophies. Their Kemetic black consciousness, Esau's Christianity, plantation Christianity, aka Renaissance Christianity, Moors, money. You Jakes in the hip hop community, that's your religion, because you eat, sleep, and shit hip hop. LeBron James is a basketball demon. Jordan, a basketball demon. To deliver thee from the strange woman, even from the stranger, which flattereth with her words. So that's talking about these different religions. Like this clown, Vocab alone, he keeps rolling up on us like somehow we're going to see the light. We ain't going to see the light because you don't have no light in you. You have nothing but darkness in you. Which forsaketh the guide of her youth and forgetteth the covenant of her power. Now the her is talking about us. We are likened unto a woman. What is that? Jeremiah 6:2, if I'm not mistaken. For her house inclineth unto death. You follow Kemetic, you're going to die. You follow Christian apologia. You become a Christian apologist, you're going to die. You become a Moor, you're going to die. You a Jake that works down on Wall Street, you become a broker, you're going to die. You become a boxer, an actor. Hey, when Floyd got on his highest level, he had to have that meeting. He had to have that meeting, man. LeBron James, he had to have that meeting. You know? All those Jakes in the hip hop world, they had to have that meeting, and they had to do certain things. I'm not going to say what they are. For her house, which is any of these things, inclineth unto death, and her path unto the dead. Now, Kevin Samuels, his ways decline unto the dead. Inclineth unto the dead. None that go unto her returneth again, neither take thy hold of the path of life. There's nothing that this guy could do to come back and do one last video. He was completely out of order, and the Most High got tired of hearing his black ass. And cold took him out. That thou mayest walk in the way of good men and keep the paths of the righteous. For the upright shall dwell in the land, and the perfect shall remain in it. But the wicked, talking about wicked Israelites, shall be cut off from the earth. So guess what? Kevin Samuels was one of the wicked. But the wicked shall be cut off from the earth, and the transgressors shall be rooted out of it. And ultimately, Esau is going to be rooted out of this place. Proverbs, likened unto the Ecclesiastes and Ecclesiasticus. But he, Proverbs 9, verse 18, but he knoweth not that the dead are there, and that her guests are in the depths of hell. A simple as Christian read that. He's picturing Dante's Inferno. That means that the hell represents the grave. You can't talk shit when you're in the grave. Proverbs 21, verse 16, the man that wandereth, and we use this a lot. Guys that fall off and go back into the world, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. You're dead while you're living while you live it. You walking around eating, breathing, talking shit, but you're dead. You're spiritually dead. Kevin Samuels was spiritually dead, and he took him out. And the Most High took him out. So now he's alive in the spiritual realm, and his eyes are open, as I have said. Ecclesiastes 9, verse 3, this is an evil among all things that are done under the sun, that there is one event unto all. Yeah, also the heart of the sons of men is full of evil and madness. Drinking energy drinks will make you mad if you don't die first. Drinking crushed orange soda, eating fried chicken, and eating macaroni and cheese, you got to taste for it every once in a while. If you go ahead and sneak but don't, well, you should stay away from it, but you all get tempted. I got a taste for macaroni and cheese. And madness is in their heart. Right, madness is in their heart. Coca-Cola, and Rockstar energy drink. What is that? There's a couple of different, but it's all the same thing as high amounts of sugar, high fructose, I would imagine, and caffeine, and maybe some other ingredients, which is nothing but a drug. You say, I don't do no cocaine, I don't smoke cigarettes, but you high on energy drinks, Red Bull energy drinks. It says, while they live, and after that they go to the dead. Ecclesiastes 9 and 5. For the living know that they shall die, but the dead know nothing, not anything. Neither have they any more a reward, for the memory of them is forgotten. Because eventually you get over it. And when this is Isaiah 8 and 19, let's see what that says. And when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits, and unto wizards. And I read this because you got a lot of y'all, you jakes out there, especially you women. You go to these tarot card readers and so forth. You don't believe in the Most High. That's why I said earlier, the Most High is going to kill hundreds and millions of you. That people and that mutter, should not a people seek unto their power for the living to the dead? Isaiah 26, verse 14. They are dead, and dead is back. Death is back in fashion. Death is coming back in a big way. The Grim Reaper is coming back. And his sickle is going to be sharp. You know who the Grim Reaper is? That's the Lord. The Grim Reaper. Let me look it up. Let's see what Esau says about that. The Grim Reaper. The Grim Reaper. The Grim Reaper. Let's see what it says. Death is frequently imagined as a personified force. Well, when the Lord come back, he's coming as a personified force. In some mythologies, a character known as the Grim Reaper causes the victim's death by coming to collect that person's soul. So what is the Lord? The Lord is coming to collect souls. Hey, like my man Errol Spence, he's the eye collector. He collects eyes. Recently, he's been busting up people's eyes, breaking their orbital bone, fracturing their orbital bone. That's the eye collector. Oh, I love this one. Isaiah 37, verse 36. Then the angel of the Lord, the angel of the Lord, one angel, went forth and smote in the camp of the Assyrians, another nation, 185,000, 185,000. And when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses. So that's one angel. That's one angel. He was given an order. Look, I want you to go down and I will kill 185,000 of them. Now to get the message across. The one angel went down and killed them. The one angel came with a gigantic sword that David saw, because David attempted to count Israel. And he gave him three choices. I'm not going to go all into it, but how many Israelites did that angel kill? 85,000. So death is coming back in a big way. Death is back in fashion. That's a title right there. Death is back in fashion. It said in the movie Get Out, when he was at that dinner, that party, the Edomite came up to him and said, there's been hundreds of years, being white was a thing. He said, but now black is the fashion. Or black is the new fashion. Well, guess what? Being an Israelite is a new fashion. If you wanted to be an Edomite when you were a kid, you better not wish to be an Edomite now, because it's out of fashion. Being an Edomite is out of fashion. You know how many Edomite women are secretly getting with Jake? And then you got Edomite women, fine Edomite women, that are out there with Jake. They don't care. because they're getting ready for the kingdom. Concubines, Isaiah 59:10. We grope for the wall like the blind. All the vocab, all his black followers, all the Kemetic people, all these people that have their own philosophy, whether they made it up or whatever, they're all blind. The only people that have the truth are the men that know that the Israelites and teaching from the scriptures. We have the truth. And so we grope for the wall like the blind, and we grope as if we had no eyes. And they don't have the eyes. They don't have the eyes. The Most High didn't give them the eye salve so they can see. See, once the Most High opens up your spiritual eyes, you can see it. Chris, as High Priest Ariel would say, crystal clear. We stumble at noonday. In other words, you're in one religion, then you're in Kemetic, then you're more, then you go back to being a Roman Catholic. You're all bugged out in the mind. The Most High closed your spiritual eyes. Hey, this guy, what's his name? Damn, I can't think of his. St. Miguel TV, that dummy, that idiot. He was down with the whole comfy thing. And as soon as this nigga said, I'm the God sent comforter, you should have got, you said, look, I'm going to the bathroom and never come back. Dude was called an Irish exit. Look that up. It says, we are in desolate places as dead men. Because you're in the dead, you're in the amongst the congregation of the dead. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.